So my next guest is bullish on the stock market, noting that, quote, risk appetite is incredibly strong and recession fears are overblown. Joining me now, Kobeissi, letter editor-in-chief, Adam Kobeissi. Adam, so risk appetite is strong. A lot of folks on Wall Street will see that as a negative. You think it's a positive?
Yeah, I mean, I think every dip has been a buying opportunity for the last year and a half now, and I think we're starting to see a little bit of volatility, but with the S&P up over 15% year over year, every single year, when you get a 2-3% pullback, I feel like the general reaction is over-exaggerated.
Right.
And the technicals remain strong. You're starting to see more bumps in the fundamentals, and I think that does warrant the increased volatility.
At some point, right? I mean, valuations get stretched.
Absolutely, yeah. And I, that's why we definitely are at a different point than we were 1,000 points ago on the S&P 500. Right. But I don't think we're at a point where there's a major crash coming and you have to get out of everything right away.
So BTD or BTFD, but buy the dip, right? That's what you said. Bullish on the market. I was a little surprised at bearish on gold because gold got the breakout. You were telling me about the breakout in gold, I think even last year.
Yes.
You saw this coming, and now it feels like everyone's jumping on the bandwagon. Is that scary?
So I was, as you said, the youngest bull of gold on the entire Wall Street. And now, yeah, I think gold and bonds, my thought here is more just that we're talking about the base case now being a 50 basis point rate cut. Actually, the futures are implying there's a 20% chance of 2 50 basis point rate cuts back to back at this meeting and the next. I just think that things are starting to get a little bit too optimistic. Inflation is down, but it's definitely not at their target. And I know the data does lag, but there's not a victory against inflation yet. And unemployment, I think, is starting to take the spotlight, but it might be moving a little bit too quickly here. So I think the thing here is that we think the Fed pivot is here. The rate cuts are coming, but just not as quickly and as much as markets.
So you're not on the bond bandwagon then?
Not yet.
Crude oil is breaking down. I mean, I think we were at the 2024 low maybe yesterday. We broke under 70. It's broken my heart too many times this year. I've only got one stock pegged to it right now. Why here? Just a risk reward?
Yeah, I mean, we've come down, more than 20% from the recent highs. I think we were just at 80 a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. Now we're dipping below 70, and I think this morning there was actually some news that OPEC is considering scaling back on or pushing back their production hike. So another 2 months, they're saying. So OPEC has proven to be very, very responsive to these pullbacks, especially when we get to that $70 area. I mean, we've seen countless times where OPEC policy became more bullish around that $70 area. That's where we are now. I think we can get a bounce, and it's worth
Saudi
trading.
Arabia is trying to build like the world's greatest city, like a city of 100-story buildings, right? They need the cash.
They do.
Plus, they may buy another sports league. All right, NVIDIA. You're bullish on NVIDIA. Now, NVIDIA has been absolutely remarkable. It's held at key points. The chart looks really great, although you can see things like rate of change is decline, money flows are declining. Mm-hmm. What are people missing then on NVIDIA?
So, yeah, I mean, I've been bullish of NVIDIA for the last 2.5 years now. I think and a lot of these, you've seen at least, 3 pullbacks of 20% or more this year, and you're talking about one of the largest companies in the world. It was the largest company just a little while ago. So I think as an NVIDIA investor, especially in something that's so heavily exposed to AI, you have to kind of expect these large swings. Sure. But every single one of these swings has been a buying up, and I think that you're seeing triple-digit percentage revenue growth. Margins are starting to actually come down a little bit, but they're still incredibly high. And I think the whole AI play, it's not over. I think it really is the future.
It's so amazing to me because I remember when people hated it because it was a crypto mining chip play, then that was over. Then it was a video game play, and that was over. Like the folks who keep calling for the death of NVIDIA, the most innovative company in the world.
And it's also probably one of the best companies I've ever seen to adapt with the market landscape. I mean, they jump on the next, right when ChatGPT came out, they were there. They now control 90% of the global AI chip supply. I mean, to the point where they're even being investigated for antitrust by the DOJ. That's how you know.
Too good.
That's how you know you're really good, when the DOJ starts calling you monopoly. So there'll be swings, but I like it.
Full disclosure, my subscribers earn it as well.
That's
great seeing you in studio, buddy. Love that tie.